Spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom, shalom. Just here to bring out this word through the Spirit and power. About to go over SIRACH chapter 12. Do SIRACH chapter 12. If you do good. So you want to see what the scriptures say and the Bible say? I'm going over SIRACH chapter 12. If you do good. So we'll bring that out. Probably go through 2 to 3 chapters. And we just go end it there with that, right? Dealing with if you do good. So it's just Sirach chapter 12, verse 1. It says, if you do good, know for whom you are doing it, and your kindness will have its effect. So the Bible is saying, um, if you do good, know who you doing it upon, know who you doing that upon, right? So the effect of who you're doing good towards will actually go well and it will be in effect through the spirit of power, right? So it says, Sirach chapter 12, verse 1, if you do good, know for whom you are doing it, and your kindness will have its effect. Verse 2, do good to the just man, and reward will be yours. If not from him, from the Lord. So, do good to the just man. And if that just man can't repay you, um, the Most High Himself is going to bring it through, seeing that He repays you. You know what I mean? It's going to come from the Lord, or it's going to come from that just man. Everybody don't have the means, right? Verse 3, no good comes to him who gives comfort to the wicked. So anybody giving comfort to the wicked, no good is going to come from those people. You know what I mean? We see that all the time, right? We see people literally praising the wicked, comforting the wicked, and you might try to go to, and no good is going to come from that situation by you even seeking that from them because they congregate with the wicked. And we know what the scriptures say about congregating with the wicked, man. There's nothing good about to come out of that stuff. No stretch form of the imagination, right? So don't get that in your head. Again, no, Sirach chapter 12, verse 3. No good comes to him who gives comfort to the wicked, nor is it in Salakia, nor is it in act of mercy that he does. So it's not even an act of mercy that he's even giving comfort to the wicked. He just wicked as hell. So he's gonna do opposite of what actually is supposed to be happening, right? That's what's going on. Yeah, have mercy on us, right? We do need mercy, and we're gonna find mercy by keeping the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus Christ. That's how any nation of people is gonna have mercy today. If you want mercy, keep the commandments of God and the faith of Christ. And while y'all at it, everybody get this video a like so we can get it through the algorithms. Please and thank you. Right? This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 4. Give to the good man, refuse the sinner, refresh the trodden down, right? Give nothing to the proud man. So the Bible is saying, give to the good man and refuse the sinner, right? A lot of people are sinners and ain't nothing good going on with them. So the Bible is saying, refuse the sinner and give to the good man, right? It says, no arms for combat should you give him, lest he use them against yourself, right? So the wicked will use the arms of combat against you, right? And he'll take that in for himself. So don't train up with the wicked. Don't do any of that. Always preserve yourself for yourself and who you are. Where am I from? I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 6. With twofold evil, you will with twofold evil you will meet for every good deed you do for him, right? So basically, twofold of evil is you're gonna have for every good deed you do for the wicked man. So the Bible is saying, don't do for the wicked man, because if you do for the wicked man, twofold of evil is gonna come to you. Don't help no dirty, rotten cousin. No dirty, rotten friends. All those family members you want to help, depart from them. They wicked as hell. And what's going to happen is twofold and evil is going to come upon you for every good deed you do. Right? This is why we got to discern who our friends are and test the spirit by the spirit so we don't go and aid the wicked man. This is why we got to fill ourselves with the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God so we can know how to move within the earth and on the earth, right? Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. The Most High himself hates sinners, and upon the wicked he takes vengeance. So if you're a sinner, you out here purposely doing wrong, you don't want to change your ways, the Bible is saying you're hated by the Most High God, right? You hated by the Most High God, and His vengeance will not delay on taking you up out of this thing, man. Through the Spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Verse 8. In our prosperity, we cannot know our friends. In adversity, an enemy will not remain concealed, right? So in your prosperity, you won't be able to know who your friends are because everybody acts like they're a friend when somebody's prosperous in your prosperity. That's a fact. Everybody act like they're your friend, right? So in our prosperity, we cannot know our friends. In adversity, an enemy will not remain concealed, right? So even when you in adversity, guess what? Everybody that's hating on you gonna come out. You see what I'm saying? An enemy won't be able to remain concealed. Verse 12, verse 9. When a man is successful, even his enemy is friendly. You see that? So the Bible is saying in SIRACH chapter 12, verse 9, it says, when a man is successful, even his enemy is friendly. Right? So even your enemy will be a dear friend of you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? That's what the Bible is saying. Even your enemy will be made known as a friendly person in your prosperity, right? Yes, I'm reading the Bible. So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 9. When a man is successful, even his enemy is friendly. In adversity, even his friend disappears. So when you're in adversity, your friend gonna disappear. You're gonna be looking for somebody to count on, right? You're gonna be looking for somebody to come through. Your friend will disappear. And this was already written in the Most High oracles of the Most High God, man. Right? Verse 10. Never trust your enemy, for as wickedness is, like corrosion is in bronze. So never trust your enemy, right? Because just like eventually that nail is gonna come to rust, so will your enemy, man. Your enemy is gonna pop out. He's gonna rust just like that nail, right? Verse 11. Even though he acts humbly and peaceably toward you, right? Take care to be on your guard against him, right? Rub man as one polished a brass mirror. So that means be real attentive to who you got going on. Make sure you really seeing what's going on there, right? Because just like it says, even though he acts humbly and peaceably towards you, take care that you be on your guard against it, right? This is talking about a weirdo family member or a weirdo friend that you know, right? Be on guard. They gonna act friendly. They gonna put on an act against you, right? If we had the wisdom and knowledge of this law, statutes, commandments, we would know these things and how to guard ourselves, right? It says, and you will find that there is no corrosion, right? Why? Because you buffering things out. So there's no corrosion upon a faithful friend who you seeking, right? So the corrosion, because you had fled and changed directions, it got you a new friend, right? So, right, chapter 12, verse 12. Let him stand near you, right? Let him not stand near you, lest he outest you and take your place, right? See what I'm saying? So you got people that want to take your place. You got people that want to come against you. The Bible is saying, don't even let that wicked person stand near you, man. Don't let them stand near you. Take a stand and be on guard, right? Let him not sit at your right hand, least then demand your seat. Right here, demand your seat if you let him sit at your right hand, right? And try to take you out. And in the end, you appreciate my advice, right? So this is advice that we will appreciate if we take heed of it. It says, when you groan with regret, as I warned you, right? Verse 13, who pities a snake charmer when he is bitten, or anyone who goes near a wild beast? So is it with the companion of the proud man who is involved in his sins, right? Exactly. So the same thing as a companion as a proud man that's involved in his sins. Don't nobody got mercy for a snake charmer that eventually get bitten by a snake, right? If you getting by a snake, you down there very well deserve to get bitten by that snake because you're a snake charmer. It's like, well, yeah, we seen this coming. It's like the dude that playing with crocodiles all day. You playing with crocodiles all day, and you eventually get bitten. We seen it coming, and usually people don't have pity on those type of people, right? Because you've been doing this for a long time, right? So this is Sirach chapter 13, verse 13. Who pities a snake charmer when he is bitten, right? Or anyone who goes near a wild beast. So is it with the companion of the proud man who is involved in his sins, right? That's a fact. Verse 15. While you stand firm, he makes no bold move, but if you slip, he cannot hold back. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, because once you slip, that dude that's been down to get you off of your spot, man, he ain't holding back. Once you done slipped, he got you. You done laid yourself in this snare because you stand with the wicked. Shouldn't be stand with the wicked. You should be stand though with those and stand down with those that love you, man, care about you. Right? It says, verse 16, with his lips an enemy speaks sweetly, but in his heart he schemes to plug you into the abyss. To plunge you into the abyss. Salakia. So Sirach chapter 13, verse 16. With his lips, an enemy speaks sweetly, but in his heart, he schemes to plunge you into the abyss. Right? So you gotta know your enemy. You gotta know the schemes of an enemy and what that look like because he's gonna do anything to take you down. An enemy is not your friend, of course. This is why the book of Sirach is here for our learning. The Bible is here for our learning, man, and understanding. So when these things are happening and taking place, we already privy of the things that's going on, right? We already know what's going on. We can't get God through the spirit and power, right? It says, though your enemy has tears in his eyes, you got people and false accusers that had tears in their eyes. You actually got somebody that act like they here for you, but they come to you with tears in their eyes just to connive, steal, and kill and take what you got, right? Take what's in front of you. Come, they want sympathy. They lying, right? Trying to give you a sob story. That's what this is talking about. The Bible is talking about how there's fake people out here and so-called friends that'll give you a sob story just to take you out and get what you have, right? To take from you. Let's get that again. Sirach chapter 13, verse 15, 16. Though your enemy has tears in his eyes, if given a chance, he will never have enough of your blood. See what the Bible is saying, man? You see how we can't miss if we just fill ourselves with the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High God, right? On what the Bible has commanded us, man. Yo, the enemy can't have enough of your blood, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Can't have enough of it and will never have enough of it. What they say, can't stop, won't stop, can't stop and won't stop, man. The enemy can never have enough of your blood through the spirit and power, right? That's why you got to stay focused and stay on track and keep yourself path, which is washed, right? By the bar, right? By zat the bar, right? That's in this word, man. Keep yourself washed in this word through the spirit and power, right? It says, verse 17, if evil come upon you, if evil comes upon you, you will find him at hand. The Bible is saying, yeah, as soon as the evil come upon you, you gonna find him at hand. And that's the one that wanted after your blood, man. That's the one that was trying to get after you the whole entire time and take you out through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. that ain't no good for you. That's always and continually is trying to corrupt you, right? He don't want no good after you, man. That's why we gotta stay down and keep our mind built up in the scriptures, right? And what the Most High is saying. Verse 17 again. If evil comes upon you, you will find him at hand, right? Lightning to help. He will trip you up, right? That's what the enemy gonna do. Says verse 18, then he will nod his head and clap his hands and hiss repeatedly and show his true face. You know what I mean? Talking about you like a dog, teaming up with the other people around you, not giving you no help at all through the spirit of power. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. For the world ignorantly calls God and his Christ. You see what I'm saying? That's what the enemy is doing, right? Verse 13, right? He who touches pitch blackness his hand, he who associates with an impulsive man learns his ways, right? You don't learn the ways of a wicked man, man, right? Bear no burden to heavy, verse 2. Bear no burden too heavy for you, right? Never bear a burden that's too heavy for you. Never bear a burden that's too heavy for you through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Why? Because it's too heavy and you can't bear that. Don't never let nobody get down on you to where you got to bear a burden that's too heavy for you. This is why the Bible is saying that, man. Yeah, I know plenty of people that it be around all type of people being taken advantage of, and because we don't got the wisdom and knowledge and understanding through these scriptures, here it is that now we out here bearing burdens that's too heavy for us instead of staying down through the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High God in in this word, right? Staying built up through this word, staying down with fasting and praying and having this integrity, right? The minute we come out of that, the minute we not stand down in this word, we're gonna bear burdens that's way too heavy for us, and we're gonna be trotted down, man. That's a fact. We're gonna get trotted down because we're burying, having these burdens. We're carrying burdens that's too heavy for us, right? And the only time that happens is when we stepping outside of what Yahweh has for us, right? We stepping outside of the confines and the things of we stepping outside of fasting. We stepping outside of praying. We stepping outside of putting in this work. We stepping outside of meditating. Man, let me get that script real quick. Something that just jumped in my mind. Right? This is what we stepping outside of through the spirit, man. Let me show y'all something real quick. This is when it comes too heavy for us. Sirach chapter 39, verse 1. How different the man. Nah, man, we the Israelites according to the Bible. That's an Islamic book. We don't get down with Islam. They ain't got nothing to do with us. This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 1. How different the man who devotes himself to the study of the law of the Most High, right? That's when you bearing a burden that's too heavy for you when you step out of them confines, right? It says he explores the wisdom of old men and occupies himself with the prophecies. He treasures this discourse of the famous men and goes to the heart, right, of involved sayings, right? He studies the obscure parables, right? And with the hidden meanings of the sages, right? He is in the attendance on the great. You understand that? Verse 5. He travels among the people of foreign lands to learn what is good and evil among men. His care is to seek the Lord, his maker, to petition the Most High, to open his lips in prayer, to ask pardon for his sins. The minute you start carrying a burden that's too heavy for you, man, you ain't gonna be able to do this. Salakia. You're not gonna be able to bear these. You're not gonna be petitioning the Most High, man. You're not gonna be able to open your lips in prayer and ask pardon for your sins. Then, if it pleases the Lord Almighty, He will be filled with the spirit of understanding. He will pour forth His words of wisdom, and in prayer give thanks to the Lord. Right? Verse 7. Who will direct his knowledge and his counsel as he meditates upon his mysteries? Right? He will show. He will show the wisdom of what he has learned and glory in the law of the Lord's covenant, man. You see that? Many will praise his understanding. The minute we carrying burdens that's too heavy for us, we've immediately stopped doing that, right? Because we in the world, we doing things in the world, right? We're not carrying uh the spirit attributes upon us, right? We're not fasting, we're not doing James chapter 4 and 7. Let having the devil flee from us. We're not putting on the full armor of God and a blessed plate of righteousness, right? How you got the full armor of God and the blessed plate of righteousness on, and then carrying too many burdens that's heavy for you to carry, man? Your cup is overfilled, man. Right? Your cup is overfilled, man. Where was I? Sirach, 13, or was that Sirach? Yeah, I was for sure Sirach 13, but where exactly? I just thought of a word, okay? And I had to get there, right? Let me see. His Lord is saying, clap his hands repeatedly. Uh, let's start at verse 2. There we go. Sirach 13 and 2. Bear no burden that's too heavy for you. Go with no one greater or wealthier than yourself, man. Right? Because they go be using you, right? I got family members that done used me, got down on me on my credit, did all type of things because I stepped outside of the construct and confines of being a leader of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Doing exactly what hey, it's narrow, man. You see that? That's narrow, not broad, all over the place for you to get God. The minute you all over the place, man, you going to get God through the spirit of power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You got to stay on that narrow road and you got to stay on that narrow path or you going to get God. Don't go with, let's read it again. Sirach chapter 13, verse 2, right? Bear no burden that's too heavy for you. Go with no one greater or wealthier than yourself, man, right? You can't bear that. You need to be bearing a portion of what the Lord gave you, right? How can the earthen pot go with the metal crucible, right? When they rock together, the pot will be smashed, right? So basically, this is dealing with two vessels of certain pots that's stronger than the other. And when they rock together, a certain pot is going to get smashed because one is greater than the other one. Or in other words, one is greater than thou, right? So here it is, you going with each other and you like this, and the minute something rock, one is going to get smashed and one is going to continue therein of the portion that the measure that was given, right? Certain things have greater portions and measures than certain things. So you need to stay within the confines of the line that you was given and in your portion, right? Jacob needs to stay in his portion. Huh? Uh Verse 3. The rich man goes wrong and boast of it, right? The rich man gonna do wrong, he's gonna boast of it. The poor man is wrong and begs forgiveness, man. You see that? So this just showing how equally yoked these things can be. Somebody that's the rich man, he's gonna boast in his wrongdoing. You know what that poor man's gonna do? He's gonna beg for forgiveness, man. Right? Shalom. Shalom. All praise. The poor man is gonna beg for forgiveness, right? The rich man is gonna boast about all his wrongdoing, not caring, not giving a dang on who, right? So this is why we gotta continue in what it is that the Lord is telling us to do through the spirit of power and by keeping the commandments of God and the faith of Christ, right? Uh verse 4. Sirach chapter 13, verse 4. As long as the rich man can use you, he will enslave you. Right? I know plenty of people again, they got a construct of people, and all this man do is just using people. And all you ever gonna do is use people because you don't got the wisdom and knowledge of the most high God to come out of that demon that you operate in. Right? So the Bible is giving you a forewarner, and only way we're gonna be able to understand these things and be well prepared is if we soak and wash ourselves within this word. You understand that? So Sirach chapter 13, verse 4. As long as the rich man can use you, he will enslave you. But when you are exalted, he will abandon you. So the minute that you get exalted by the Most High God and riches and finances, right? Or just in prosperity, man, that rich man don't want nothing to do with you. Somebody with money that's sneaking and conniving out here and trying to use people up is gonna abandon you as soon as you get resources coming. As soon as you building yourself up in a way that they can't talk you out of that John no more, it's deuces. They go abandon you, right? The minute you get substance, right? The minute you get strength, because the rich prey on the poor and the weak, right? The minute you get strength, they up out of here, man. So call halal Yahweh, Bashem Mashiach Yahweh, that we got this word to understand these things. God, verse 5, as long as you have anything, he will speak fair words to you, right? A serpent. And with smiles, he will win your confidence. You see what I'm saying? That's what a manipulator does. A manipulator is going to try to win you over with win your confidence over with smiles and speak fair words to you, man. That's why you got to beware of that and prepare yourself, right? Uh, verse 6, when he needs something from you, right? He will jaiol you, right? Cajole you, right? Meaning, in other words, he's gonna when he needs something from you, what he's gonna do is be real sneaky and crafty and speak smooth words to you, right? That's what an enemy does, right? A serpent, a snake, right? Baltimore, Harry Potter, right? Then, without regret, he will impoverish you. He gonna steal from you. He gonna manipulate you. He gonna try to steal your credit. You see what I'm saying? He gonna get down on you. Use your name, right? Use your social security card, right? Lie on you. Bite down on you. Seek his fangs in you, like a serpent does. You understand that? Verse 7. While it serves his purpose, he will beguile you. Then twice or three times he will terrify you. Man, he gonna threaten you. He gonna try to come down on you, man. He gonna use swift words up against you, man. It says, when later he sees you, he will he will pass you by. Then when he see you later on, he gonna act like he never knew you, man. Right? That's what this is getting into, man. He's gonna pass you by and shake his head over you, right? Guard against being presumptuous, man. Be not as those who lack sense. This is what the Bible is saying. So the conclusion that is, guard yourself from being presumptuous, right? And one who lacks sense through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's not how you want to go down. Huh? We don't want to go down like that. We want to go down and not even go down. We want to go up and be up. But with that, man, I want to get all praises to the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? Actually, but let me get a little bit more. Let me get a little bit more, then I close it out. It says, be not as those who lack sense. When invited by a man of influence, keep your distance. You see what I mean? So when you invited by a man of influence, the Bible is saying, keep your distance from this man. Watch, peep out. Didn't say don't deny the invitation, but keep your distance, right? Right? See what's going on. Don't be a fool. God, verse yeah, it says when invited, Sirach chapter 13, verse 9. When invited by a man of influence, keep your distance. Then he will urge you, then he will urge you all the more, right? Verse 10, be not bold with him, lest you be rebuffed, but keep not too far away, lest you be forgotten, right? You see that? So you don't want to be forgotten, but you also don't want to be a fool. So you also want to see what's going on through the spirit of power, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, right? Taking your time, right? taking your time through certain things through the spirit of power. Call all y'all about Shem Yahushua, all praises. That is confirmation, bro. Like I read through this John all the time, and I'll be like, wow, wow, can't believe it. Confirmation after confirmation after confirmation, man, through the spirit of power. And that's why the Most High kept me going, man. That's why he said, keep, now I keep reading, keep reading, keep reading, right? Look at what it says, verse 11. Engage not freely in discussion with him. Trust not his many words, for by prolonged talk he will test you. Right? So by that prolonged talk, he tested you. That's why you ain't supposed to engage in too many words, because he trying to see where he can get in at to creep down on you, to seek his fangs in you. Right? And though smiling, he will, and through smiling, he will probe you, right? Meaning he gonna try to get through smiling like he understand, nodding his head, agreeing with you, when he really trying to get down on you and see how he can use the many words and knowledge that you speaking to somebody else to manipulate them, right? That's what he doing, man. Merciless, he will make of you a laughing stock and will not refrain from injury or change, man. Meaning he gonna do whatever it is he got to do to get down on you. Won't refrain from change, putting you in that bondage. It's verse 13. Be on your guard and take care, never to accompany men of violence, man. Man, I know a man of violence, plenty of them, right? Never accompany a man of violence through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man. All praises. Call halal Yahweh Shem Yahweh. It says, every living thing loves its own kind, every man a man like unto himself, right? So every living thing like a man of his own kind, and every man like a man unto himself. You see that? Every man like a man. This is why we can't accompany those fools and those people that try to get down on us, because the minute they see you got some wisdom and knowledge and understanding, they gonna try to get down on you as soon as you slip and fall. As soon as they see a slip and a way in. That's why I'm saying beware of these people, because you could become vulnerable to these type of people and share some things with these people that you shouldn't even be sharing, and then they got you. You see, the whole time they was praying. The whole time you pray unto them so they can scourge you and see what's going on with you. Then guess what? They wrap you up, man. You know what I mean? That's their whole plan and their whole tactic through the spirit, man. You see that? It says, every being is drawn into its own kind. With his own kind, every man associates. That's a fact. But look, let's look at this. Is the wolf ever aligned with the lamb? That's a question. So is it with the sinner and the dust. Can there be can there be peace between the hyena and the dog? Absolutely not. Or between the rich and the poor, can there be peace? No. Lions prey are the wild asses of the desert, man. You know what I mean? So when you an ass out here and you acting the ass, and right, and you that wild ass, guess what? You that pray for a lion in the dang on desert. And that's what this is equating that to, right? This is why we got to stay down and stay in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and not give place and fellowship with people that's outside of the world. In the world, hanging out like that, going to all these meet and greets. When we don't got no place in that. We need to be meeting and greet when Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the elect, right? That's gathering themselves together according to Zephaniah, not forsaking the assembly according to Hebrews the 10th chapter, man. You understand? Right? Uh where I'm at. So to the poor are feeding grounds for the rich. You hear that? The poor is feeding grounds to the rich, right? It says a proud man abhors lowliness. So does the rich man abhor the poor. You see that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua? It says, when a rich man stumbles, he is supported by a friend. That's a fact. When a poor man trips, he is pushed down by a friend. That's a fact. Nobody really there to comfort you. You trying to let people know what's going on. They giving you all these excuses on why they can't be there for you, giving you advice on how you the one that tripped up, and you the one that's trying to you the one that's trying to seek the counsel. You see that through the spirit? No weapon formed against you shall prosper. I touch and agree. Huh? Uh, when a poor man trips, he is pushed down by a friend. Many are the supporters of a rich man when he speaks, though what he says is idiotic, it wins approval. When a poor man speaks, they make sport of him. He speaks wisely, and no attention is paid him. A rich man speaks, and all are silent. His wisdom they exalt to the clouds. A poor man speaks, and they say, "Who is that?" If he slips, they cast him down. Wealth is good when there is no sin. You understand that? Wealth is good when there's no sin, but poverty is evil by the standards of the proud. You see that? The heart of a man changes his countenance, either for the good or of the evil. The sign of a good heart is a cheerful countenance. Withdraw a perplexed, withdrawn and perplexed is the laborious charmer, man, through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's the end of Sirach chapter 13. I get more when I come back out and I bring out this word. With that, call Allah Yahweh, Bashem, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. This is the SOG, the sons of God. Salawam.